Molson NHL Tonight on TSN. Brought to you by Molson Export. Nothing halfway about it. X says it all. And by Esso. Going that extra mile. From the arena in Winnipeg, it's the Jets home from their longest road trip of the season against the St. Louis Blues. Hello again, everybody. I'm Paul Romaniuk. Great to have you with us. We have a very good matchup coming your way tonight. Rather surprisingly when you talk about the way the Winnipeg Jets have played in the past, but not this year, because the Jets are playing maybe the best hockey they have played in a long time. And they have to, because the Smythe division is oh so tight. You can't slide a jackknife blade in between some of these teams. They are bunched so tightly together. Sure, you have Calgary on top, but then look at that. 2 points separating 4 teams, and Winnipeg amongst that pack of teams with 23 points. Joining us is the editor-in-chief of the Hockey News, Bob McKenzie. And Bob, you picked Winnipeg to finish in last place in the Smythe division. What have you got to say for yourself?
I'm not alone. Let's face it, this was a team everyone figured was going to finish in last place this season. They're fooling all the critics from the beginning of the season. 2 big reasons why. Number 1, the goaltending of Daniel Bertillon. He's come back, showed the form that made him a star 2 years ago. And the other reason, team defense. Last year, the Jets were 21st overall in the league in team defense. They've already got out to number 8 in the league this year.
Speaking of team defense, the St. Louis Blues have played some very good team defense as of late. The blue line cores have been good, but up front, the forwards have been shining, especially a rookie.
Well, everyone's talking about the scoring heroics of Brett Hull this season, but the guy to watch is Rod Brind'Amour, number 19, an outstanding rookie from the Michigan State University. He's got 12 goals, ties him for the lead for goals rookies this season. He also leads the entire league in plus-minus, plus 17, and he's just been a formidable squad on that line with Adam Oates and Paul McLean.
And he has an awful lot of character, too. You talk to him, and the maturity level he displays is something that you don't always expect from a first-year player in the league. We will meet him during one of our intermissions. Coming up during our first intermission, we will tell you about Dale Hawerchuk, who will join us. We'll also tell you about Trevor Linden, who we'll talk to. Bob will be along to tell you about highlights. Coming up during our second intermission, Rod Brind'Amour joins us. We will also update the only other game in the NHL tonight, the Boston Bruins and the Toronto Maple Leafs. And Bob will be along once again with highlights. The Winnipeg Jets and the St. Louis Blues coming up from the arena in Winnipeg. The NHL Tonight on TSN gets started right after this. I'm Paul Romaniuk with Bob McKenzie. Good to have you with us from the arena in Winnipeg. It's the Jets and the Blues on TSN. The referee is Ron Hogarth. On the lines, Michael Civic and Mark Perret. And we are all set to face off Peter Zezel against Thomas Steen. And we are underway. The Jets back home after that great road trip we told you about off the top. And let's see what they can do on home ice. Steen bashed along the far side. Zezel couldn't quite do the trick. Steen, nice behind the back pass. Ashton will wheel away. Steen's trailing. Millen firing out the left leg, gets that. Jets move 2 men in deep to forecheck with the Blues able to clear the zone. We are just underway. Peter Zezel will just dump it in. Momesso working up there. Momesso, one of the strong Blues forwards this season. He's played well on that line with Peter Zezel. Brett Hull also a factor on that line. Gordy Roberts trying to clear the zone. Momesso got some room, runs out of it now. Blues want to make some changes on the fly, and you can bet the Jets will want to reciprocate. McLean coming up after it. Oates following him in. Fairly wide open in the early going. Teams just kind of knocking it back and forth. No sustained pressure as of yet, but we are early in this hockey game. 18:45 to go, first period. The Jets and the Blues, no score. Here's some room now down the left side. Adam Oates puts on the brakes. He's got a nice touch. Feeds it through. McLean with some time. Hit the side of the net. No room at all. Look for some real estate in the short side, but none to be had. Keeping it in. Puck fired in and punched just wide. Trying to tee it up was Lawler. He was rushed perhaps a little bit. Blues keep it in. McLean whiffing on that one. Brind'Amour up forechecking. Lawler trying to loft it in, ricocheting off his skate, and the Jets will want to get it out so they can make some changes. Under a bit of pressure, Mo Mantha. Hawerchuk. Here comes Smale, one-on-one. Waiting for some help. Jets make some changes. Smale's on his own. He'll rag it back in the net. The reinforcements come in, and Smale maintains possession. Kept in back at the blue line. Great work by Smale to hold on to the puck while the Jets made some changes.
Smale's got to be one of the most exciting players in the National Hockey League. Graduate of University of North Dakota, comes to play every night. He's not very big.
17:30 to go in the first period. The Jets and the Blues, and we're going to have the first power play of this game. It's going to go to the Winnipeg Jets. That is an area where they've struggled. They get Berthiaume out and the extra attacker on. They try to set something up. McElwain parked in front of the net. They can't get the puck there for him. Cronin will pinch in, but it is touched along the boards. And a power play opportunity coming up for the Winnipeg Jets.
Gordy Roberts,
who will have to stand in during that power play, is Greg Millen of the Blues.
Absolutely no question. Gordy Roberts there. He was being pressured and reached out and pulled the oncoming Winnipeg player.
There's a guy who has played oh so well since he got off to a slow start. He started the season at 1-3. He has since gone 6-2-1.
Just an amazing story. 2 years ago, he had 26 victories. Last season, none. He came to training camp last year. Absolutely horrendous start. John Ferguson suspended him and sent him to the minors. A lost year.
Gordy Roberts going off for hooking. So he will cool his heels, and the Jets will set things up on the power play. Ellett whiffing along the boards. Back to Ellett. To Olesen. Ellett. Olesen. Tried to touch it through. Steen couldn't catch up to it in the corner, and the Blues, no problem to clear it. Actually, it bounces off somebody's noggin over on the Blues bench.
Paul, on these power plays, what they'll try to do is they'll try to set it up to Ellett. He may have the most accurate shot from the blue line and certainly one of the hardest in the National Hockey League. Olsen is also very effective. Either one of them can really drill that puck. But what they'll try to do is get it into the middle. And it's up to Brian Sutter, coach of the Blues, to try and defense that. And he's going to get a lot of mileage out of center, Rick Mahar.
You can see Dale Howardchuk directing things there as they line up for the face-off. And check that, it's Steen directing traffic as they line up for the face-off. Howardchuk might have directed traffic had he been up there, but he's on the bench right now. Ellett to Steen. Olesen trying to dance wide on Lawler. He's got some room, centers it in front of the net. Ashton tied up. Here's a chance. Ellett a shot. That bounces off some shin guards. Ellett again, top of the point. Moves it around. In front. Great chance for Romaniuk. And Millen pulls a rabbit out of the hat.
Greg Millen's a real challenging goaltender. What he'll do is he'll slide around on the shots coming out from the wing. He'll just come right out and challenge that shooter. And in that case, he made a double pad slide. Brilliant save.
And Greg Millen starting his 16th of the last 21 St. Louis games, and you see why right there. He comes up with the clutch stops, and Pat Elnick with that to consider as he has to sit on the bench and watches the conclusion of this power play. 1:14 to go in the man advantage. No score. 16:27 to go in the first period. The Jets and the Blues. Olesen to Howardchuk across. Kozlowski.
Greg Kozlowski in his first game against his former teammates. The former St. Louis Blue used to be very close friends with Brian Sutter and now scores the first goal of the game. You know, it's pretty amazing, Paul, when you have a power play unit that's considered, I guess, your second unit or your spare unit, and Dale Howardchuk's a center on it. He just makes a great play here. Could have shot it from the slot, but moved it over. They caught Millen out of position, and Kozlowski, a real sniper from Kindersley, Saskatchewan, puts it by Millen.
And the key is Howardchuk, who got rid of that puck so quickly. Kozlowski does the same. And the Jets go up with a power play goal. Kozlowski, his 7th. Roberts off the glass. Jets come right back in. 3 of them up there, but they get caught. The Blues break out. Rink wide pass for Hull. Trying to badger his way around Barry, but nothing doing there. Tilly knocking it towards the net. Pomesso. He's got Hull in front. Goes to Zezel. Hull's still in front. Zezel looking. Pomesso a shot. That stopped. Pomesso again. Shoots. That's knocked down. It bounces up. Pomesso again. Looking. Blues with lots of pressure. Tilly shooting. That ricochets off the glass. And the Jets trying to clear it out. Steen will finally do it. 1-0 Winnipeg. Here's Ashton. Tried to sneak past Tilly. Zezel back in his own end. Bashing around with Steen. Ashton up to help out. And the Blues able to work it out. Nothing. Winnipeg Jets leading. A power play goal from Greg Kozlowski. Set up nicely by Dale Howardchuk. Brindamore. Can't negotiate the blue line. On the second try he does. Here's Hull. He's got that big shot in front. Knocked down. Featherstone with a chance. Hull in there to pick it up, and play is called. That is number 44, Sean Cronin, down on the ice. And he took the brunt of that shot. And that is obviously the concern. Here's another look at it. Hull with the pass.
Glenn Featherstone takes a on-the-fly shot, hit him right in the chest, right in the sternum, and down he goes. And that's a pretty big chest to hit. He's known around the league a little bit as Cronin the Barbarian, and he's certainly one of the toughest guys in the league. Those who have seen him play every game this year say he has not lost a fight yet in the National Hockey League. He's been very effective, though, and playing a little better hockey than a lot of people could possibly give him credit for.
And he has plied his trade in the minors for most of the last 3 seasons. He is a tough customer, and Cronin is groaning right about now after sliding across to block that Featherstone shot. I think everybody was waiting for Brett Hull to let it go. He's got that huge shot. He was over on his off wing.
Very concerned coach, Bob Murdoch. He's getting a real team effort this year. What he's trying to do is stress the fact that 20 guys can come to play. He's de-emphasizing the star system that's been in effect in Winnipeg for so many years, where Dale Howardchuk was front and center.
With the score, the Winnipeg Jets won, and the St. Louis